Hey, good morning. It's Tuesday, January 12th, and this is Bill. And because it's Tuesday, I've got something to think about. We've been looking at character development and what it means to be a person of good character. And when I talk about character, what I mean is who we are at the deepest core of our being. Who do we understand that we are? How do we act because of that? How do other people see us act? And it gives them understanding at who we are at the core of our being. All of that's important because today's word's a tough one. Today's word is the word humility. Now, humble people get a bad rap. Humility is seen as weak and passive and insecure, but that really couldn't be farther from the truth. Humble people are confident. They are competent in themselves, so much so that the way they express themselves is not about talking about themselves. A truly humble person, at the deepest core of who they are, is concerned about helping other people. So let's make sure we understand what humility is not. Being humble doesn't mean being weak or powerless. It doesn't mean being a doormat. It doesn't mean thinking less of yourself. In fact, being humble does mean thinking of yourself less. See, the opposite of humility is pride. Look how good I am. A humble person will talk about how good the other person is. They don't need to talk about themselves in order to feel good. They already feel good about themselves at the core of who they are. This quote by Saint Isaac of Syria: humble man is never rash, hasty, or perturbed, never has any hot and volatile thoughts, but at all times remains calm. Even if heaven were to fall and cleave to the earth, the humble man would not be dismayed. Not every quiet man is humble, but every humble man is quiet. There is no humble man who is not self-constrained, but you will find many who are self-constrained without being humble. This is also what Jesus meant when he said, "Learn of me, for I am meek and humble of heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls." For the humble man is always at rest, because there is nothing which can agitate or shake his mind. Humble people put other people first. Humble people understand their self-worth. As a result, they don't feel the need to cast themselves before other people just to show them how much they know. Instead, humble people realize that nobody cares how much they know until those people know how much they're cared for. Rick Pitino says, humility is the true key of success. Successful people lose their way at times. They often embrace and overindulge from the fruits of success. Humility halts this arrogance and self-indulging trap. Humble people share the credit and wealth, remaining focused and hungry to continue that journey of success. Humble people listen. There's nothing more annoying than being in a conversation with somebody and you can just tell they're just dying to get his or her own words in. They want to talk. Why? Because they believe that what they have to say is more valuable than listening to you. In other words, they're placing self-interest first. Humble people, however, actively listen to others before talking about the conversation. Moreover than that, humble people don't try to dominate a conversation or talk over people. They are eager to understand others because they're curious. Speaking of which, humble people are curious. I was having some medical tests done at one point. My doctor was in and there were 3 interns in the room with him also. Notice one of the young men was standing in the corner just taking notes. The other two were more actively engaged with talking. And I noticed the young doctor, so I spoke to him. I said, so you're just being really quiet back there, back in the corner. And he looked at me, he said, because I've learned that I don't learn when I'm talking. Humble people are curious. They listen. Humble people take time to say thank you. Thank you for the dinner. Thank you for the card. Thank you for the kind gesture. They are truly grateful for things because they know that what was done was a kind gesture to them, and they take time to say thank you. Humble people start sentences with you and not I. They put other people at the forefront of their thoughts. Humble people brag about others, while the prideful people brag about themselves. Humble people accept feedback. They are not only receptive to constructive criticism, but they actively seek it because they know that feedback is a pathway to improvement. Humble people ask for help. Part of being humble means realizing you don't have all the answers. No one does. In fact, the smartest people in the world know about 1% of all there is to know, and we're not in that category. Humble people acknowledge what they do and do not know and enlist the help for the latter from other people. They display a willingness to learn and become better or different. Two things that everybody should cultivate, becoming better and different. So here's a question. In developing humility in our character, how is humility viewed in your home, in your workplace, and among your friends? Bigger than that, when it comes to being humble, how are you viewed in your home, in your workplace, and among your friends? Humility, it's part of our character development. And there's something to think about on this Tuesday morning. I'm Bill. I'm glad we're friends, and I love you.